Good afternoon and welcome to beautiful Blacksburg, Virginia in the New River Valley, a top 25 matchup as number 17 James Madison takes on number 20 Virginia Tech. Hello everybody, thanks so much for joining us on ACC Network Extra alongside Shelby Miller. Great to be with you. I'm Evan Hughes. Shelby, two great offensive teams, two great pitching teams. It's going to be a great day for softball.
Well, if you're just joining us, big start for Virginia Tech. The story have been the Hokies from beyond the arc. They're 5 of 6 so far. Kerry Blackshear Jr. off to a stellar start. 12 points, 2 of 3 from beyond the arc. Also has picked up 2 assists. And meanwhile, for Central Connecticut State, they're 3 of 7 from deep, 5 of 11 from the field. Cole inbounds to Hughes. Hughes tries a corner three. That rims out, but a board for Buttes. Cole working baseline. Spins off Horn. He's blocked from Outlaw. Goes out of bounds off Virginia Tech, but Ty Outlaw, who made such an impact in the 2016-17 season for Virginia Tech. So many big moments for Outlaw. He had the tip back with 1 second left to send the UVA game to overtime. Also 16 points and 7 rebounds against Wisconsin in the NCAA tournament 2 years ago. Missed all of last season with a torn ACL, but he graduated in May with degrees in sociology and criminology. And one of the leaders on this Virginia Tech team. Hokies pushing it. Horn kicks out Hill. Robinson working to the rack, and he lays it in for 2. Tough shot from Justin Robinson, but he finishes with his left hand to put Tech up by 14. Hughes for 3. That's good. Joe Hughes, who's come off the bench to score in double figures in each of his last 5 games for the Blue Devils. Feels very comfortable doing that. Again, the 6'7" junior. Outlaw, he'll try a 3, and it rims out. And we've got a foul called on Tyler Cole, wearing the number 1 jersey for Central Connecticut State. Well, the Blue Devils, no doubt, they can shoot the 3 ball, and a big reason why is because of their head coach, Donyell Marshall. Now, you might recognize that name because Coach Marshall, the number 4 overall draft pick in the 1994 NBA draft, going to the Minnesota Timberwolves. He had a great NBA career, and he was known for shooting the 3 ball. As Robinson misses, and the Blue Devils will have possession. But he had a big night where he tied with Kobe Bryant for most threes in a game with 12 3-pointers in the game to tie Kobe Bryant. However, that was surpassed by the Warriors' Stephen Curry, and then earlier this season in the NBA, Klay Thompson broke that record. Robinson kicks out Hill, corner 3. Yes, nothing but nets. Both of these teams like to shoot the 3 ball. But going back to Coach Marshall and his days in the NBA, his team follows suit with his play style. Turnover from Central Connecticut State gives it back to Tech. 30-16 our score, as Alexander Walker will check back in for Virginia Tech. And taking another look at that 3 from Ahmed Hill. Loves the corner 3. Great pass and nothing but nets. Ahmed Hill, the redshirt senior from Augusta, Georgia. Graduated in May, and something that head coach Buzz Williams announced earlier in the season is that for the players who graduate, they actually are going to have graduation caps on their jersey. Hill and Outlaw, the 2 with them right now, as Blackshear, a tough jumper. And a rebound for Hughes. Pass inside, deflected. Ahmed Hill corrals it for Tech. Robinson nearly lost it. Able to get it to Alexander Walker. Bounce pass, and Robinson misses. A nice entry pass there from Alexander Walker. Corner three. That's no good from Ian Krishnan. Hokies team very quick in transition. Very sound passing team as well. Alexander Walker, a deep three. Yes! Nikhil Alexander Walker, the MVP of the Charleston Classic a few weeks ago. And last week's ACC Player of the Week, buries it from deep. Make that the 7th made three of the first half for the Hokies. Blackshear with a block. Robinson gives it up. Outlaw, foul, count the basket and one. Ty Outlaw will look to convert the three-point play. And it certainly makes for an exciting non-conference slate of games when teams like UVA, Tech, Georgetown, JMU all get to play each other early in February and March. Pass inside, great look and a great finish. JMU ties it at 5 as Charlotte Haggerty puts it in the back of the net.
That's a great goal by Haggerty. I think, she had a statement to make, and she made it right there. She's tired, of being quiet and losing. Obviously, they're tied now, but I think that was a statement goal for Haggerty, and I think, hopefully her team will piggyback off of that momentum.
And just as we heard Coach Walcombe saying to slow things down, they go extremely fast on that possession.
I think there's a fine balance between going slow, but also having an amount of poise. And I think that was the balance that they probably couldn't find against UNC.
First goal of the year for the sophomore. Also picked up her first career start at midfield against UNC. Played for Team USA at the IWLCA President's Cup in Florida. Anytime I'm sure you get to play lacrosse in Florida, it's a fun time.
It also speaks to your talent as a player.
Another stoppage in play will remain Virginia Tech possession. It's certainly going to be an interesting and fun season of women's lacrosse. And looking at both of these teams, JMU transitions into a role where they've been the hunter, and now they're the hunted with a team with a target on their back. It should be really interesting to see them against so many ranked teams and being the defending national champions.
I agree. I think it's a different test for JMU. I mean, they have to remain at the top if that's what they want, or that's what, their program will have this year. And I think for Tech, they're trying to get to the top, so it's an interesting dynamic when these two teams are playing today.
.30 seconds on the shot clock. We're tied at 5. Lubno trying to turn the corner. Might have an angle, she does, but the shot's off the mark. Again, a tough angle there. And when you're moving on the sides, it really limits what kind of shots you can take.
It does, and she's going so quickly, so her momentum is bringing her one way, and she's got to twist her body to potentially get it to be on target, which is hard. But when the shots do fall, they look very nice.
Shot clock did reset after the shot that was off the mark. That one sails high. But we do have a foul, and it looks like a free position coming for Tech out of it. Emma Crooks She has won 3 draw controls today. This will be her first free position. Crooks off the mark, and there's the defense from JMU in the right place at the right time. It's Emma Johnson.
That's a good heads-up play by Emma Johnson. She was in front of the Tech player, which got the rebound.
And sprinting down is Caroline Stanowicz, someone we have not mentioned enough today. One of the true leaders on this team, one of 4 team captains, second team preseason All-American this year. She's going to anchor that defense.
She was all over the field. UNC, I think, a little quiet this game, but I think we'll see more of her as the game continues.
Yeah, Stanowicz, a senior from Bel Air, Maryland. You know, she was a 2012 U.S. lacrosse national champ when she was in high school. Now she's a national champ in college, so she is used. She's used to winning a lot, no doubt.
You don't usually see the high school transfer championship to the college. That's really impressive.
Free position, Lizzie Fox decides to take this one out. It's been an exciting time in Harrisonburg, no doubt. Of course, the football team won the national championship a couple of years ago. And James Madison won the national championship in lacrosse last year. It is a good time to be a Duke fan. As the shot is in. What an incredible goal for James Madison's Logan Brennan, putting the Dukes back on top. Take another look.
That's a great goal. She takes her right underneath. No other defender to help. That's a really, really hard goal for a goalie to save, and that's a great poised shot.
Brennan, a junior from Kingston, New York, played in 13 games last year, had 5 goals. Played a lot of sports in high school, basketball, field hockey, tennis, and a standout player on offense this year for James Madison.
And just a sophomore.
Crooks and McDaniel, they've taken every draw so far today. It's a sunny evening here in Lexington, Kentucky. Scoreless game, just 1 hit combined. That going to Virginia Tech. Couple of double plays, and the defense playing well. Glad you're with us, Virginia Tech Sports Network, as the Hokies look to strike first in the run column. Due up for Virginia Tech this half inning. 7, 8, 9 hitters. Dalton Harum will lead off. Takes a deep breath. Right foot into the box, and now the left. Ewald, the right-hander, kicks and deals. First pitch swung on and ripped foul down the third base side. 87 miles an hour from Ewald. He's topped out about 90 on the pitch clock out in left field. Harum batting .243 on the year for Virginia Tech. Really one of the highlights for the Hokies in what was a tough weekend at the plate in that Clemson series. Pinch hitter on Friday. Count stands 0-1. In the pitch. Swung on, lifted high in the air to right field. Goods is tracking back in the sun and will make the grab for the first out. In the 180th all-time meeting between VMI and Virginia Tech today. Hard to believe this series started back in the 1800s.
Yeah, that very first season for Virginia Tech baseball when they played VMI, the Hokies went 9-5. So in 1897, there was 16 games on the schedule for Virginia Tech. It's changed, about 60 now.
Nick Owens steps into the box, first pitch to him, and he'll take a pitch just high, 89 miles an hour. Nick Owens, a senior, batting .250. 6 doubles on the year, 17 RBIs. And an on-base percentage of .347. Righty on righty, defense plays him straight up in this scoreless game. Breaking ball pitch off the plate. You can tell Ewald in the last couple of innings trying to establish that curveball that's registering in the upper 70s.
Well, and again, Ewald is not a starting pitcher, so the fact that he's being stretched out like this is notable.
2-0 pitch swung on, ripped down the third baseline for a base hit. This one will track all the way towards the wall in left field. Warner slips on his way to second as Owens with a 1-out stand-up double in the top of the third.
So this is the tricky spot if you're Sam Ewald and if you're head coach Jonathan Hager for VMI. Obviously, he's got good arm strength. Obviously, he can be a guy that throws 3-4 innings, but exactly how does he change when he reaches that third, fourth, fifth inning of throwing if you're VMI? Just making his second start of the season, 8 strikeouts, 7 walks, tells you he hasn't thrown a ton so far this season, and how does he fare when his pitch count gets a little bit high?
Sets up an opportunity for the 9-hitter Nick Holisa. Righty on lefty, Virginia Tech with a scoring opportunity. Away half of the third, scoreless game with 1 away. Ewald peeks to second, deals. And the pitch is low and below the knees for ball 1. Holisa, a 6'2", 205-pound first baseman, a freshman from Huntington, Pennsylvania. Mentioned that he got a couple of starts over the weekend against Clemson, couple of pinch hit opportunities. Just batting 160. Just 1 RBI on the year as well. Ewald, long look to second. Takes another look. Owens a 3-step lead on a 1-0. Curveball swung on. High fly ball to right field. Goods backpedaling towards the warning track. Looks up and loses it. Lost his hat. Takes a nice hop off the wall. Rounding third is Nick Owens. Holisa is going to stop at second with a double. Virginia Tech is on the board first in the top of the third inning. Nick Holisa, his second RBI of the year. It comes at a great time as the Hokies strike first in Lexington.
Well, something we talked about, right? Virginia Tech needs to score first, sort of set the tone in the game, which is what Clemson did over the weekend. And Nick Holisa, the first baseman from Pennsylvania, the freshman, comes through. Now, for what it's worth, that was a bad route taken to the baseball by Goods. It was not well played. He came in, his first 3 or 4 steps was in, and then had to peel back and tried to make the play. And after he took those steps in, no chance for Goods to recover.
Not to mention the sun is shining bright out in right field, where shade in the trees in the mountain kind of covering it out in left. Order flips over. Jack Owens at the plate. Pitch off the plate. Flew out to right field in his first plate appearance. Jack Owens, second baseman and a redshirt senior from Burke, Virginia. Initially beginning his collegiate career with East Carolina, a team currently in the top 25. Great addition to this Hokies team over the last couple of years. Righty on righty, 1 away, top of the third, Tech leading 1-0. Ewald, 2 looks over, and the pitch. Swung on, popped up down the first base side, out of play towards the fans in the around the ballpark. The seating here in Lexington, the stands are kind of above the dugouts.
Elevated.
And not a bad turnout for a weeknight game. Weather about 50 degrees, no wind, by the way, which over the weekend, 2 of the 3 games over 10 miles an hour of wind gusts.
It helped a couple of hitters drive the baseball just a little bit further than it normally would have gone. The ballpark, very much from a setup standpoint, sort of looks like Florida State. Obviously not as big, but the elevation of the stands, if you're familiar with that, is very similar.
And one big difference from Union Park and here at VMI, how tall the wall is.
Sure.
Big difference. There's no Sports Center top 10 grabs going to be made tonight.
You'd literally have to put up some sort of rope and pulley system to climb up it and then make the catch, but no, it's about 10 feet on the walls.